Going plant-based isn't as hard as it seems. In this two-part series, we're going to give you our top 10, starting with our top 5 ways that you can begin using today to start transitioning to a plant-based diet. Let's go.
We addicted to fast cars, bad bras, late nights, last calls, alcohol, bad. Just scrolling through the phone log, hit 'em up, all my pick 'em up. We bout to have a time tonight. Sure you keep that burner tuck, cause dick like the creep low. Say motherfuck the PO and the judge. But if they come with us, just know it's love. I'm saying just because. Yeah. Cause we been coming from welfare.
Before we discuss our ways to start transitioning, it's going to be really important to understand what a plant-based diet is. It is often confused with a vegan diet, but yet those two are very different. A plant-based diet is a diet that focuses on consuming whole, unprocessed plant foods such as fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to completely exclude animal products. A vegan diet consists exclusively of plant-derived foods and excludes all animal-derived products. This includes not only meat and fish, but also dairy, eggs, and other animal byproducts such as honey, gelatin, and certain foods additives derived from animals. Now that we understand the difference between a plant-based diet and a vegan diet, we can start getting into my top 5 ways that we can start transitioning. Number 1. You got to get the mindset right. When talking about the mindset, I think this is often an overlooked step in most goal setting. It doesn't matter what goal you're setting. It can be health goals, it can be financial goals, it can be relationship goals. If we don't have our mindset right and the reason why we're doing something, it can be very difficult for us to achieve or progress towards. So if you haven't developed the mindset to transition to plant-based eating, it could be very difficult for you to see it through. Do you have a family or friend that is plant-based or practice a plant-based or vegan diet, and you want to start cooking new meals for them and learn new? That could be your why on why you want to start implementing transitional steps into your life. That why is super important, right? It needs to be something that has an emotional tie to you so that you can see it through the finish. My personal why when I made the transition was because I was becoming more aware of what we call our SAD, our standard American diet, and what it was doing to our brain and body. I work with the brain. I'm a neurotherapist, and I specialize in teaching the brain to self-regulate. And when helping clients help their brain shift into better states, we have to address nutrition. Number 2, if we want to think about a list or going in an order, we want to think about our why first. Why is this important to us? The number 2 would be talk to your primary doctor, or primary care physician, or a doctor that can give you information regarding the transition. You may be thinking, why is talking to a doctor important if I'm only just eating plants? Isn't that supposed to be good for us? And you're right, it is good for you. However, when we want to talk to a doctor, we also want to get blood work done. Our blood work is going to give us some information regarding our levels. So when you're thinking about vitamins and minerals, we want to see what our body is currently. We could have a toxic level, which is going to cause us some issues. We could also have a deficient level, which is going to cause us some issues. Getting blood work done is going to give us a little bit more insight on where we currently are. So what type of foods we want to consume more of so that we can start boosting those areas, or where we may have some deficiencies in. What vitamins and minerals we need to supplement so that we can make sure that we're getting our optimum level of things within our body so that our body can do what it's supposed to do naturally. So that's number 2. We want to go talk to a primary care physician just to let them know that we're planning on making a transition so we can get some information regarding how our body is currently performing. Number 3, you might think that number 3 and number 1 would go together, but the number 1 is the mindset. So the mindset shift is establishing this is why I'm doing it and I'm not quitting. Number 3 would be setting the goals, begin walking in those steps. So number 3 is setting goals. What are your goals? And we want to set realistic goals. How many of us have ever actually saw our New Year's resolutions completely through? I'll wait. Not many of us. Maybe some of us, but not many of us. The truth of it is that sometimes we set our goals too high. And I know that person in the back, well, you don't want me to set high goals and you want me to aim low. No, I want you to have an idea of a high goal, but the steps in order to get there, we must start completing. So if my goal is to begin eating plant-based foods full-time permanently, I could absolutely just go all in. The chances of success then dramatically decreases. But if I was to gradually take small steps, working towards going full time. So for example, if I'm brand new to this and I never eat anything plant-based, I'm just learning, I would want to just start with 1 meal per week, just 1 meal. And we can call that a mindful meal. You can call it Meatless Mondays. You can call it Mindfulness Monday. You can call it anything you want to, right? The main goal is implementing that one day. We get really good at that, then we can implement 2 days. You see how this goes? It's a domino effect. And as long as we're working towards progression over perfection, we will gradually start working towards becoming plant-based full-time. But we have to set goals that are realistic to where we currently are in order to do that. Number 4, research and educate yourself about plant-based eating. That is where I think people stop or say I can't do that, is because they're unaware. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like all the meat substitutes taste like chicken.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Or it mimics meat. However, as you start to gain knowledge and start to understand what plant-based foods you want to consume daily and how you can prepare plant-based foods, you will find yourself creating foods that you love, foods that you grew up on. In 2024, there's an abundance of information. You have documentaries, there are a ton on Netflix. There's some on YouTube. There are tons of documentaries that's going to introduce you to plant-based eating. And then there's books and nutritional guides. This channel here is helping you transition to a plant-based eating. So if you have questions here, you can come here to learn about plant-based eating. So gaining the knowledge and research is going to help build the momentum. Think of it as an avalanche. When an avalanche first gets to going, it starts off as a very small snowball. But as it starts to build up its momentum, it starts to become this huge mountain of snow coming down and things of that nature. So that's the way this thing works. Is you can start off with an elementary or kindergarten level of education, but continuously learning and researching information, practicing cooking tips, trying new seasonings, trying new methods. And as you go, you will grow, okay? So research and education, that is number 4, very important of our top 5. And number 5, start small. Start where you are and start small. Again, this connects with number 3, setting goals. 1 or 2 mindful meals per week. Go have lunch at a plant-based restaurant. Ask questions about plant-based options at a local restaurant. Find out if you want to implement a gradual transition or immediate transition, or combine a little bit of both. Look into your kitchen and figure out what items you can start supplementing for plant-based items that you're not so attached to. You can think about vegan butters. You can exchange your current milk for almond milk, oat milk, or other plant-based source milk. You can begin implementing those changes now, but what we want to do is start small. The main thing is be consistent. I want to say thank you for watching our video, and if you like this type of content, feel free to subscribe to the channel and follow for more. Also, we have an ebook and workbook. It's a 6-week plan that's going to help you transition to a plant-based diet. If that's something that you're interested in, please feel free to hit the link in the bio and let's get you started on your plant-based journey. Peace.